Hello and welcome to Bussy's podcast. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and follow my Instagram and Facebook pages to find out who my next guest will be and when my next podcast goes live. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Bussy's podcast. I'm joined by my first guest, football journalist Matty Holt. Matty, how are you, mate?
Not too bad, mate. Nice to be on. Nice to be on the first one. Looking forward to it. Yeah, going to be good.
Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to it. It's something new for lockdown and that's something that get me going, keep me focused and that, so I'm glad you could come on.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Should be good.
So obviously with journalism, mate, I'd like you to start from the beginning, from your first interest in football and work all the way through to where you want to be in the future, sort of thing. So
yeah, where did it start? So football for me, it's always been Scunny. So it's always been following Scunny. I can remember my first game that I went to was with my godfather who took me, or my dad or mum or anybody like that. Yeah. And I think he just picked me up one day and said he was taking his son to watch a Scunny game, and I remember it because it came up on Twitter the other day. It was against Russian and Diamonds about 16 years ago. Right. I think it was like to this day it flashed up on the throwback things on Scunny's Twitter. Yeah. And they won 1-0. Peter Beager scored the winner, and I remember at the end of the game I was walking round and there was some of the players that were coming over and was getting a few signatures on my programme back in the day, and that's just where the buzz came from really with Scunny, and it's weird, and I've always stuck with it, supporting Scunny and followed them here, there and everywhere and home and away for when I can, when I've not been at uni and whatnot, but it's always been Scunny, even though my mum, dad, the brother are all different teams and whatnot. So it's been just always has been Scunny and probably always will be as well really. So
because your dad and your brother are Chef Wednesday.
Yeah.
But your dad was Scunthorpe.
He was,
and then it changed to
So there's a bit of a funny story behind that, which I can't remember the exact game, but it was Scunny were at home, and I want to say I'm going to say it's Cardiff, but I might be wrong.
I have had a word with someone. I think it's Cardiff.
You think it's Cardiff, yeah. Right? Okay, and they gave Scunny were, I think, not relegated or they stayed in the division or whatever, but Cardiff got promoted, so it was one of the old divisions, and the Scunny gave Cardiff the home end or something. Or some fans snuck in or something like that, and my dad was getting just jeer and thinking everything from loads of people that were Cardiff fans, and he said he couldn't believe that Scunny had given Cardiff sort of the home end when, I think it was just to make more money, to sort of sell more tickets and everything because they were promoted, and it was last game of the season, and ever since then for him he never went to watch Scunny. I think he got into some of his mates going to watch Chef Wednesday, and my brother and my dad are massive Chef Wednesday fans, but I've been a couple of times when I was a kid and whatnot and things like that, but for me it's like I say, it's always been Scunny. I've never been tied to another club or something, so
because I think they gave him that game. They gave him 3/4 of the ground.
Yeah.
In tickets, obviously there would have been a lot more Cardiff than Scunny, which isn't really on, is it? But
no, I know what you mean. Yeah. So that's just been it from there. So yeah.
Yeah. So then, when did your football and just love for football turn into journalism?
That's been ever since I was a kid, really. My earliest memories I've got are at my nana's house when I was a kid, and I remember the old Soccer Saturday, and I'd go there on a Saturday afternoon, see my granddad. My mum would go there, my dad would come with my brother and everything, and we'd nip to the shop and get some sweets and everything, come back and I'd watch Soccer Saturday, and I think it was probably just on in the background when I was little and didn't realise, but then I would be looking at who scored for whose teams and the players that would come up and that, and I remember I'd have this little notepad and I'd be writing them down, who they are and everything, on a little notepad, and it was just combining the writing and the football and just merging the two really. It's been like that since I was a kid. But then obviously as it goes on and I'm at school and I'm thinking, alright, what do I want to do when I get a bit older, it's always been on the back burners of me wanting to combine something what I'm really interested in, which has always been football. I've been football mad since I was a kid, as every kid was, that age, aren't you?
Of course, yeah.
And then writing, when I was at school, I always just loved writing, and whether it be creative writing stories about footballers, or as sad as that sounds, like when you think you get tasks and stuff, and it would always be that. So that stemmed through like from school to college, and they're my earliest memories really. Just like having little like notepads that I'd have, and like I say, collecting like match attacks, things that you do as a kid, you know, and writing down like the stats and stuff. So
I'm pretty sure everyone's had match attacks, haven't they?
Yeah, so it's always been like those sort of things, just small influences that you know that stick with you as a kid and think, oh, I've always enjoyed it, and it's just sort of stuck with me as I've got older really. So
you got really good grades in school to start you off then?
With my English in particular, I always, like I say, liked writing, like football players, like names down and like the stats and how they've done and stuff. And at school it was always just creative writing about football and stuff like that really. And when I left school, it was starting to think about, what do I want to do afterwards in developing it and going from there really, and just doing well in English. It was just, like I said, the writing and thinking how can I think about a job and stuff like that when you go to college and start to apply for your AS and your A levels and stuff. So yeah, that's where it came from really. Yeah.
So then you went on to college from school.
Yeah, so I did 2 years at college, did English and media from there, and started really thinking about what grades do I need to set me up to go to university to do sports journalism. And this was when I was, like, say, how old are you when you leave school, like 16, 17, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I was always thinking about it then. I'm here now at 24. That was 8 years ago. It seems so long ago to say, but I always wanted to do it even back then. And did okay at college. Got good, okay grades. Wouldn't have got into university just then, but I was always distracted by my mates who had full-time jobs, like I say, who were when you're at that age, you're balancing your part-time job and starting going out, aren't you? And doing things with your mates, and sort of my college work, I wouldn't say I got disinterested with it. Sort of just education just took a back burner sort of little thing. And I just wanted to work and earn money and stop pestering my mum and dad. Like I say, I was starting to do driving lessons and going out, and I just wanted like a proper job, not like a part-time job where I just work at the weekends. I'd be at college all week and then I'd be on the weekends there. So from there, my apprenticeship, I took on after I finished college. Did 2 years in apprenticeship just doing business and admin, and went from there. And
didn't quite work out though, your apprenticeship.
So my apprenticeship, 2 years, just short of 2 years. I think I did a year and 11 months. Just working for a company in Scunny, just like I said, just doing business and admin, enjoying it because it was just I was at work all week. I had my weekends back that I didn't have when I was doing my part-time job and stuff. Just one day the lady came in from the other branch that they had, which was in Derbyshire in Chesterfield, and just said, "We're making you redundant. There's no job for you anymore. We're shutting this branch." The company just fell out of money and didn't have enough money anymore, and I was to take the hit really. So that was the end of that. And there's me, like I say, 17, 18, thinking, I've got my car to run, I'm starting to pay lodge from mum and dad, I need to afford to my weekends and stuff like that, going out with my mates and stuff. So I was just wondering, where does this leave me? A job, and I've got no money and everything. I'm back to square one really. So
Then you went on to university.
Yeah, so I had to do another year in Hull. I did business and law. Another year from there where I did business and law at Hull College, travelling across there every day, and then going back to doing another part-time job just to earn money while I could. Enjoyed it for the most part, but it was always, like I say, I was on the straight and narrow now to focus on doing sports journalism. I was starting to look at universities, speak to people who had done the course before. What do I need to do? What grades do I need? I think I was only like a few UCAS points short of getting into university because I just didn't do that well in that second year in my AS levels. Like I said, that was my main focus. Started doing open days. I remember I did Leeds, Liverpool, and Manchester. Manchester initially was the one I was going to go to, and paid for my student accommodation and such, and jumped the gun before I'd gone to any others. Mum and Dad were like, "Whoa, hold off, are you sure?" But I was convinced I wanted to be in Manchester, and it's so close to Liverpool, so Liverpool was next, and went there a couple of weeks after, and just fell in love with Liverpool really. It's amazing. Anybody
I'm sure everyone does.
Amazing city. So much to do, so many opportunities there, sport wise and whatnot, and it's just a place I could just instantly see myself there. I could feel myself there. I'd never been prior to going there, but just something about it just attracted it to me, and Nearly 3 years on now. I don't regret it at all. It's a great decision to go there, definitely.
Yeah. Well, let's keep looking at the camera and making sure that red light's still on, because obviously they won't know, but this is our second take on it, because we tried to film, we've sat here for God knows how long, and it filmed 5 minutes to start with, so we have had to start again. So as we were saying, then it just cut out on us. So obviously we was at the Liverpool stage. You've chosen Liverpool University because brilliant city, brilliant university.
Yeah.
And that's where I gave you your best opportunities to get yourself out there.
Yeah. So to start writing, really, I just started my own blog, just talking about Scunny, Iron Hub, I think I just named it, just something just relating to Scunny, just like I said, just something I could use, and just not directly my blog. And just went from there. I remember the first one I think I was in second year, and my tutor at uni was saying it's an industry where it's sort of not who you know, it's what you know. It's mega competitive, and just went from there writing, really, and did a few pieces on there. I think the first one I did was about Van Veen, and after Scunny had sacked Paul Hurst, and just sort of like a mid-season fever where we were just floating in the middle of the table, really. And I remember it went down quite well when I put it on there, saying this is my first ever blog that I've done on here, if people could check it out, give me any feedback. And I got some nice messages, like from family, from friends, from people in the industry, just saying, oh, this is good, you can write, and whatnot. So just to get that feedback, to get that buzz inside of me, was really nice to start with, and it just kickstart from there, really, me just wanting to carry on writing and putting pieces out there with my name on it.
So where did the opportunity from there get into Iron Hub?
For Iron Brew, from there.
To Iron Brew,
so they put a post out, I think it was like a month or two later, saying we're looking for someone to join the team just as a writer, just to help them out. It's just 3 lads that just do it off their own back. Brad and the 2 Matts that's at Iron Brew, as people may know, they just run a podcast and just have a forum and whatnot. So it's just an independent site for Scunny fans to talk about the games, things that are going on and whatnot. And just started writing just opinion pieces on there, really, just about what I was doing off myself. But obviously it's got a bigger audience. A lot of people who are Scunny fans on Twitter know the page, or know what they write from its message boards and stuff like that. So it was a no-brainer, and when they said yes to me writing on there, I was made up, and just like I say, just to write things and put them out there for me, and add into my portfolio as a writer when I was still at university. Like I say, was good enough for me, and can't thank them enough for featuring me on the podcast, and just allowing me to write for them, really, and putting me on the website. So
then you've had even bigger opportunities appearing on Sporf, which is a page with 12.9 million followers on Instagram, and your writing's on there.
The Sporf one that came about was through a university lecture, and he just said on the university emails that we get through, saying we're looking for people to write over Christmas to cover some shifts for people. They just put things out there every day, just trending to news and sport, football, things that go out there. And I remember you just needed to pitch like a 400, 500 word article over to one of the web editors, and I think I wrote it on Arsenal when I think they lost to Burnley the night before, and Thierry Henry had written something on Twitter saying that he don't watch him.
Something, he turns it off. If he's unhappy with a certain part.
So he just saying that he turned it off, and I thought it was quite a good tweet to just like to put in there and say how Arsenal had fallen from a team with Henry when they were winning trophies and titles and things like that, and it went from there, and left it and said my university lecturer said, oh, this is good. I've got to sneeze. No, fine. From there, and said, this is good. I'll send it to the web editor of Sporf, and got an email through the next day saying that it was posted on their website. So to look on there and to see on Sporf's website that I got just one of my pieces on there, and now it's been 4 or 5 pieces. It was just to cover, like I say, some I think a block they had where they didn't have any many writers on there. yeah, it's privileged really, like you say, with a site for me as just a student to get, you know, my work published on a website where that many people are, you know, are potentially going to read it. Obviously it's not going to be 15 million people that read it, but you know, it's a substantial amount, I imagine, that read it.
So you've also written for Valvo as well.
Yeah, so it's just another, like a football site. It's just run by students. They offer you potentially to get match accreditations to go to matches, and you know, to act as if you're a real journalist and sit in the press boxes and stuff, and speak to the players. Obviously you can and can't now due to COVID, but moving forward, that's the idea behind the site. They put their stuff out there, and just asked if they needed. They was looking for people who, you know, followed League Two clubs, and you just work off of there. So you can write for whoever you want, or about whoever, previewing the matches, reports, live reports, things like that. So yeah, it's just been another site where I can put my stuff out there, and some of it, most of the based around Scunny again, but. Yeah, like I say, it's another place where, you know, I add to my portfolio, and it's got my name on it. So yeah, it's been good so far. Yeah.
And then we've got a bit of an exclusive today. Obviously had an offer in today, or the last few days, haven't you?
Yeah. So Manchester United's club editor, it's not that exciting, has put a post on LinkedIn asking for a student sports journalist to help mentor. Just once a week for a month, just to improve your writing, what you can do better. Obviously he's got bags of experience being the feature writer, or one of the editors, feature editor I think his title is, for Man United. And he's talking about who he's spoken to, some of the Busby babes, like the Charltons, Cavani at the moment, who he just done an interview with, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, anybody, Ibrahimovic, whoever's been anybody at Man United that he's done. I imagine he's done interviews with his time there, and it'll be great to learn something from someone who's been in the industry as long as he has, and you know, that's the pinnacle really of where I would aim to be one day. You know, interviewing, that's what you dream of, interviewing those people that you watch on telly, and to write about and portray what they say. In your words, with your headline at the top, it'd be a real honour. But yeah, for him to take time, he's, like I say, it's nothing else out of his day. He's just doing it off his own back, just to give back, as an experienced journalist as he is. And I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully he can, you know, sort of develop my skills. While I'm still a student, I understand my writing's not perfect, as I get told on Twitter sometimes by other fans and whatnot. And when I think there was one the other day where I'd misspelled something and they pulled me up on it, which is fine, you know, make mistakes and whatnot. I know I'm not perfect as a journalist, but wherever he can give me tips to improve and to get where I want to be, really. So
then, obviously, moving forward, what would you like from the future for you in journalism?
Big question. When I graduate this summer, hopefully I should do anyway. Everything's on track too, if I don't fuck it up bad. I go from there really. I just like to work in the industry, whether that's freelancing, a part-time job, a full-time job, you know, just to gain experience. You know, it's something what I've dedicated, you know, I would say even from when I've been at school, you know, this idea of me building up to do it. And it's still something, you know, I'm really passionate about. As like I say, to see my name on the top of a byline
I'm not. I've done the same as you.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to sneeze and now I'm not. Sorry, mate. Yeah, so you want to see your name up there?
So I want to see my name at the top of like your bylines, or on top of like a newspaper with written or whatnot. And wherever that takes me, you know, I'm interested to see where that goes. Opportunities, doors opening, you know, meeting contacts, and through when the world gets back to some sort of normality, will obviously help. Like COVID's has prevented, you know, journalists from you know, me going to football matches and things like that. It's all been from home, but that's just the way it's been for everybody really. You have to adapt and go from there. So yeah, football and sport's always going to be there. It's always going to need people to write about it. So hopefully I can be one of them people that, you know, that does that. So
no big club or anything in mind that you'd want to work at?
Who knows, mate? Well, like I say, I'm willing to relocate. I'm still young. I want to work wherever, you know, if it took me to a different country or wherever the wind blows opportunities or whatnot. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes for me, and just see what happens. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, mate, being the first guest.
No problem at all.
been lovely talking to you. It's nice.
Thank you
learning
for
something
having
new.
me, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for watching. For more videos like this, please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and to find out who my future guests will be, please follow my Instagram and my Facebook pages.